as my topic of the week, I was going to talk about the statue, but I'm actually going to talk about something else. So we can get into it now if you'd like.
Yes, do it.
So this statue moment. Oh, I had such a solid cackle yesterday. This statue. So for those of you who don't know, there is a statue of a renowned slave trader in Bristol that I'm not going to say his name, and I'm going to pretend it's out of taking a stand, but it's actually just because I can't remember it, and I don't have the tab open ready for it, and I don't want to have the clicking sound of me typing. So there's a slave trader. He has a long-standing statue in Bristol, built in like 1890, 1870 something. Google is your friend here for the actual facts. Don't trust me on this.
Yes,
you're trusting me for
trust
historical
Google.
knowledge.
Unless Google sponsors us to do searches on our podcast, sure. If not, do your own research.
This podcast is brought to you by Google. It's not. Please don't sue me.
Please don't
sue. So yeah, the group of protesters, through an act of what I would call pure democracy, decide that they no longer wish to see the slave trader memorialized. Slave trader's a bit too I'm about to say slave trader's a bit too nice of a word to call him, so I'm going to call him this butcher of men, this mass murderer, this kidnapper, this destroyer of families, this sort of demon in human skin, was memorialized in Bristol for too long. So they took it upon themselves to drag his ass down, stamp all over his corpse, and then throw the bitch in the sea. And I was so fucking happy.
You know when gays say the statement, "Oh, drag her," literally drag her, like
get a rope, roll her down the street, and throw the bitch in the sea. And I cackled. I love it. I like. We do not need. It's 2020, and I know that's kind of like bizarro year, and nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
But we do not need, and I say this now, and this is all my argument about any statue that wants to get torn down. We do not need to memorialize people who were part of the slave trade, who made their money on the slave trade, whose likely descendants are probably still profiting from investments made with that money.
Yeah.
We do not need to glorify and memorialize people who caused a famine, a racist famine of racist issues in India. So Churchill, she can go. Okay. Yes, we know she was prime minister when the war happened, and we won the war. We get it. We're not going to forget that if Churchill's not there.
We'll never like dilute that, because that's a big thing in history.
We know it. Like, history is not destroyed by taking down a statue. No. If anything, you add to history because you have the moment in history of when this statue was removed democratically, not through voting, but through pulling it down. Yeah. Which I would say to anybody, if there is a statue in your town, that memorializes somebody who committed crimes against humanity, to which, if we look at them now, would be like would cause hopefully life in prison, but it wouldn't. If there is somebody in your town who is memorialized in that way, if there is somebody in your town that you want to remove, but somebody has to respond with you, but they did these good things. They donated to charity, which means they weren't terrible. Just grab a rope, get a tractor.
For real, and
then if they want it back, make the people pay for it. At least take money from these people who support statues. I promise you, they got some cash squirreled away somewhere, probably in one of their ugly shoes, or they're like bald-headed wax cream. Do bald-headed people use wax on their heads? I don't know how it works.
Probably baby oil or something to keep it shiny.
So I've started a new movement on Twitter.
Oh,
and I haven't got a name for it yet, but it's essentially calling out the bald-headed. The bald-headed are specifically those who would fully ejaculate over a statue. They lose their mind. It doesn't matter if you've got hair on your head. That's not the point of it. Okay, so don't be coming at me if I go on Twitter and I call you bald-headed and you start talking about how much hair you have. That's not the point. What I'm saying is, you're weird, you're strange, You care far too much about a fucking statue for no reason.
Mhm.
Oh, did you see that group of guys today who were trying to fish the
Oh
statue
my
out of
God,
the
go
sea?
away, go away. Do you know what's really funny? I was reading something somewhere. I think it was online.
Bald-headed. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, it's fine.
Bald-headed. Every single one of them. Some of them had hair on their head. I do not care. You're bald-headed, okay? And you should understand what that means. It means you're a statue nonce.
100%. But keep in
And
mind though that these people in Bristol apparently been asking for that statue to be taken down a while now, by the way. So
yeah, this is
it
what
was
we're
high
doing.
time.
We've stopped asking. Stop telling us to go through the official channels when we go through the official channels and
Yeah.
you don't do shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
True.
Don't be surprised
Yeah.
if when everyone gets mad about it and we're back out on the street
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean,
But also,
white people.
keep in mind a lot of like we also need to keep in mind about vigilantism versus social change because that's also important. So when I'm saying
It's a fucking statue.
yeah, when I'm saying go on pull everything down, we're just saying if something bothers you, for a fact it stands for racist terms. Burn it to the ground, pull it, drag her, throw her in the water, do everything.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be violent against.
Do the savage. Do the savage by Megan. Do everything. Just get her out of the way. Move it. Move along.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be violent to people. Like we ain't causing physical harm. But when it comes to a statue of a mass murderer, somebody who profited off selling the lives of brown and black people, throw the bitch in the sea.
Amen. Talking about bitch in the sea.
Every single one of the protesters who did that, you have my salute, you had my giggles, and thank you for bringing me into contact with some of the most insanely bald-headed people in the world that I can call bald-headed to their face.
I have to admit though, did you see that someone added the Chromatica intro to 911 of that video of the statue falling in the water? So on Lady Gaga's new album, there's a song called Chromatica 3, I think, or 2, and it goes into one of the singles called 911. And as soon as it flips over, the Lady Gaga song starts, and as soon as it hit the water, there's like this massive intro. And I'm like, yes, the gays are at it again.
Take the video of that statue going into the sea and just set it as my alarm, and I'll wake up in a happy mood every day of my life.
Oh my god, that's so
let's
funny.
normalize pulling down statues, bastards.
I am here for it, but it's good. You know what? I feel like the revolution is 100% on its way, and you know what? We love to see it. I will always stand. I feel like, Dan, we're now standing on the right side of history. This is history in the making, and that's so important right now because I want my kids, whenever they decide to show up, or if I adopt or whatever, I want them to live in a world where I know I can sit back in my rocking chair watching the sunset, nice little park in a nice little house, saying, you know what? I remember when me and Dan and we took a stand and we stood up for what is right, and our kids could be like, "Thanks, Dad." I look forward to that day because I know everything we did in the last week and we will continue to do is for the better, and that's so important.
And I look forward to that day for your kids as well.
Oh my god.
Me and my cats will be very happy.
Oh my god. So we have a new segment this week called What's Getting Under Our Wigs. And do you know what this week I am going to talk about, Danielle?
Wait, was that not it?
No. No.
Oh my god, we took so long.
No. You know what's getting under my wig this week? The Pussycat Dolls. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. So let's go back to a couple years back. The Pussycat Dolls had doll domination, and we had the only person who wasn't in the group was Comet, and then they disbanded, and then they did their own separate things. And Nicole had her shindig on the X Factor, and she had a few good songs. It was good, you know. She gave me songs to want to go to JY, have a little £1.50 drink, and get the gig on the go. However,
this podcast is brought to you by GAY.
Yes. Thank you, Jeremy Joseph. We'll be here all week.
It's not. It's again. This podcast is not brought to you by GAY. Please don't sue me.
Please don't sue us.
But if you want to give me a free drink for the chat out when you're open again, I'll...
Exactly. So we had the first taste of React at the X Factor finals last year. Cool. And they brought the girls back apart from Melody. Justice for Melody, hashtag, put it out there. And she was,
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, as you do. So she was not invited. And, so we had this song called React. And then we had the video drop later in 2020 in this really unprecedented time. You're telling me, right, that you posted a couple weeks ago, we have something big to tell you what's coming. You know what it was? A remix to React. Girl. Really? Nicole
and company. What are you doing?
Because there's when you think Pussycat Dolls, you think Nicole, because it's Nicole and Co. Again, Nicole and Co.
I will tell you one thing about Pussycat Dolls. Okay. I like the Pussycat Dolls. I saw them live just before we went into lockdown. They were really good. Nicole Scherzinger within the Pussycat Dolls reaches another level. Nicole Scherzinger is a solo artist. Meh, okay. Nicole Scherzinger in the Pussycat Dolls, elite.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know why that happens, because the other girls, they can hit the moves.
Yeah.
They don't need to sing. Why does Nicole get elevated to this level? It shows you surround yourself with good people who you probably hate and fight backstage every day, but they elevate you to just a stage where you can't be touched.
Yeah.
You can't touch Nicole Scherzinger when she's part of the Pussycat Dolls.
For example, like when you look back to like the first video when don't you? Like you look at her and she was a strong force. She was like, girls, she was like, you guys ready? Cool. And every single time Nicole and the Pussycat Dolls are on stage, it's the Nicole show. And let me tell you something. No offense to the rest of the girls, you need to step it up, because she's the bomb.com. That's the T. So Jessica, you could dance. Ashley could dance. Kermit could dance. What's the other one called? Kimberly, the one that does the leg thing. Yeah. The one thing she does, the leg. It's like, oh, there it is.
Oh no, you gotta give. I'm sorry, madam. You've got to give Kimberly some more, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Kimberly hits the choreo. Kimberly never misses the beat. She knows her steps.
Yeah.
Okay. She stands it out. I often used to get her confused between her and Ashley because they were just the blonde.
Yeah, true. But now she has short hair, doesn't she?
The girls can dance. And you cannot take that away from the Pussycat Dolls.
True. Very true. Very, very true. But yeah, that's been getting under my wig this week, so that's the tea. And apart from that as well, have you watched?
Wait, did you listen to the remix?
No, I gave it like a minute, and I was like, okay. I mean, it's all right, but it's not like it doesn't hit me in the face like Dua Lipa hits me in the face with her music. Dua, if you need me, I'll be here.
Well, first thing.
Waiting for
First thing I'm gonna be doing is queuing up that remix.
Yes, please.
Quick question before you do your second one.
Mm-hmm.
If I surprised you by confirming that we got Dua Lipa on as a guest, what would your reaction be?
I'll probably die. You probably have to bring the podcast to my grave. I don't know, Daniel. You're asking me something, but you're asking me like how long is a piece of string? I cannot tell you what I will do. I cry when Dua Lipa tweets sometimes. Yes. Yes, the 802. You can call me, or you can call me, oh my God, you're a sad case. I do not care. I am just a massive fan, and I stand. And sometimes when she tweets stuff, it hurts my feelings. And then other times, good. But what she did do last week is she stood for Black Lives Matter, and I was here for her. The girl was out. She was in London. She went to every single protest she went to. So, do I think if you're hearing us, we're proud of you, girl. You went out there and you showed us. But yes, if she did come as a fan, if she did come as a guest, I would just be in quiet, crying in the corner. I would.
God bless. Right.
God bless.